श्रीमान गार्ड ऑफ कनेक्शन के लिए हाजिर है।
It is my greatest of honors to introduce the great august experts, the guests of honor to this august audience. Shri S. Abdul Nazeer studied law at Shri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara Law College, Mangalore. He practiced for 20 years at Karnataka High Court and other courts in Karnataka. He was elevated to the Supreme Court in 2017. He retired on 4th January 2023 after serving almost 6-year term at the Supreme Court. During his tenure, Shri Justice Nazeer authored a large number of judgments, and it would be very heartening for you to know that he was part of the 5-bench judge of Supreme Court which gave verdict in favor of Ram Mandir at Ayodhya. He assumed charge as the Governor of Andhra Pradesh on 24th February 2023. We welcome you, sir, to this valedictory function. Now, I would request the students of Vidyapita, the university, to render national anthem.
Vijnanadhyeva khalvimani bhutani jayante Vijnanena jatani jivanti Vijnanam prayantyabhisam vishantiti Tadvijnaya punareva varunam pitaram upasasara Adhihi bhagavo brahmeti Takam hovacha tapasa brahma vijijñāsasva tapo brahmeti satapotapyata satapastaptva anando brahmeti vyajanāt anandādhyeva khalvimani bhūtāni jāyante Anandena jatani jivanti Anandam prayantyabhisam vishantiti Saisha bhargavi varuni vidya Paramevyaman pratisthita Saya evam veda pratitishthati Annavanannado bhavati Mahan bhavati pradaya pashubhir brahmavatchasena Mahan kirtya harihi om
माननीयान् राज्यपालान् सम्मानयितुम् अस्माकं साहित्य अकाडेमी सचिवं डॉक्टर श्रीनिवासराव महोदयान् आह्वयामि।
शतञ्जीव शरदोरद्धनानैत्यभिनिगमो भवति शतमित्यशतन्तेऽर्थमायुर्मरुतयेनावर्धयन्ति शतमेनमेव शतात्मानं भवति शतमयन्त्रं भवति शतमैश्वर्यं शतमिति शतन्तेऽर्थमायुः कान्ताय कल्याणनिधये निधयेऽर्थिनाम् श्रीवेङ्कटनिवासाय श्रीनिवासाय
जनाः श्रीनिवास दया पुंजरूपेण विराजन्ते अत्र श्रीनिवास महोदयाः। समागतानां सर्वेषां कृते स्वागतवचनानि करिष्यन्ति साहित्य अकादमी सचिवाः डॉक्टर के श्रीनिवासराव महोदयाः।
Namaskar and good evening to all of you. Respected Sri Abdul Nazeer, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, Professor J.S. Krishnamurthy Garu, Vice Chancellor, National Sanskrit University, Professor Hare Krishna Satpathy Garu, former Vice Chancellor of the same National Sanskrit University, Professor Rani Sadasivamurthy Garu, the Vice Chancellor of Sri Venkateswara Vedic University, the faculty of this esteemed university who are present here, dear students, Dr. Sandhya Purecha, the Chairman of National Academy of Dance Music, that is called Sangeet Natak Academy, and honorable friends. I am glad to welcome all of you for this valedictory session of this 3-day National Sanskrit Convention. Before going any further, I would like to thank Honorable Governor for coming for this convention despite his busy schedule. That shows his love for Bharatiya culture, particularly the Sanskrit language. Over the past 3 days, we had a wonderful poetry readings, Ashtavadhanam, Harikatha, discussions, presentations and contribution of Sanskrit to diverse fields of knowledge and much more. As I mentioned earlier, on some occasions, Sanskrit is not only the ancient language of the world, but also has been producing philosophical and religious literature that are applicable universally to every society, has been producing thought leaders for the past 3000 years at least, contains sublime poetry relatable by all and so on. This convention is a part of the initiative of Ministry of Culture to take Sanskrit to grassroots level and to redirect masses to their cultural roots. The primary objective of this convention was to showcase at a miniature level the range, depth and reach of Sanskrit language and literature. Another purpose is to sensitize the intellectuals of the country about the greatness and glory of Sanskrit language and literature. Before taking the Sanskrit language and literature to school level, to the lives of lay persons, scholars from multiple streams should be aware of it for the scheme to be successful. I sincerely hope this convention achieved, at whatever level it may be, this twin purpose. Sanskrit is like an ocean, and however much one drinks from the ocean, the level will remain intact. That is the greatness of Sanskrit. In this convention, eminent scholars also highlighted how the language and grammatical structure of Sanskrit are highly suitable for high-end programming schema, and how the world, especially the field of information and technology, would benefit to take cognizance of this fact. Again, the core of Sanskrit language itself to be pleasing, helpful and beneficial for humans, animals, plants and the entire atmosphere of the earth. The ancient seers have understood the properties of sound and used the Sanskrit language, the Deva Bhasha, to optimize its sound for the benefit of entire world. The best philosophies of the world emerged out of Sanskrit language, and those philosophers gave Jyotish Shastra, Yoga Shastra, Ayurveda, Natya Shastra, Sangeet Shastra and so on, and till today they are being useful to one and all. No other language can be said to have defined and shaped hundreds of languages, cultural and literary traditions, religions, philosophies, practices, rituals, customs, modes, and the entire cultural paradigm of many societies. Only Sanskrit has done that and also influenced cultural traditions of the societies beyond the shores of India. All these were demonstrated amply in the past 3 days by the distinguished scholars from various regions of India. The all-enveloping and beneficial and motherly nature of Sanskrit was summed up by Honorable Governor of Kerala, Sri Arif Muhammad Khan, as without Sanskrit, there is no Sanskriti in India. That is what he mentioned in the inaugural session. There were really good points on how to promote Sanskrit and popularize it among the masses. And of all those comments and movements, Chancellor Sri N. Gopalaswamy's nudging all the stakeholders to take Sanskrit back to classrooms at primary school level, and subsequent assertion by Sri Gulab Chand Kataria ji, Honorable Governor of Rajasthan, to make Sanskrit a language that can be used in everyday life were all worth cherishing. We had scholarly presentations on the contribution of Sanskrit to the subjects I just mentioned, information technology, medicine, yoga, culture, etc. There were 2 spellbinding Harikatha performances by Sri Unchelli and Srimati Vishakha Hari, former from the Mahabharata and the later from the Ramayana. Today we had another round of awe-inspiring presentations on the contribution of Sanskrit to the fields of music in different languages of India, dance and drama. We all benefited from their presentations and articulations along with Harikatha performances and Ashtavadhanam. I thank the Ministry of Culture, National Sanskrit University Tirupati and Sanskriti Foundation Mysore for helping us in organizing this 3-day National Sanskrit Convention. It is just a beginning. We are going to have many more such conventions in the country, in different parts of the country. With these few words, I once again welcome respected Sri Abdul Nazeer ji, Honorable Governor of Andhra Pradesh, and the other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Thank you all.
अध्ययन विराजमानाः महामहिमशालिनः आंध्र प्रदेश राज्यपालाः एस नजीर महोदयाः साहित्य अकादमी निदेशकाः श्रीमन्तः के श्रीनिवासराव महोदयाः अस्माकमेव पूर्वकुलपतयः अधुनापि कुलपतयः इति अहं सूचयामि श्रीमन्तः हरे कृष्ण शतपथि महाभागाः अन्यत्रापि कुलपतिपदं विभूषयन्ति अस्माकमेव अनुजाः पार्श्वे अत्र वैदिकविश्वविद्यालये कुलपतिपदं विभूषमाणाः समागताः अस्माकम् अतिथयः विद्वांसः कलाकाराः गायकाः नर्तकाः नर्तक्यश्च संकायप्रमुखाः प्रवाचकवराः व्याख्यातृवृन्दारकाः प्रियतमाः छात्राश्च महतः प्रमोदस्य अयम् अवसरः मम कृते निमेषत्रयं दत्तं निमेषत्रये त्रिसङ्ख्यायामेव सर्वमपि अत्र वक्तुम् इच्छामि हमारे 3 ही मिनट दिए उस 3 मिनटों में मैं कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ ये समन्मेष कार्यक्रम के जो आधारभूत जो उसका उद्घाटन किए हमारे आरिफ मोहम्मद खान महाभागा राज्यपाल एक अन्ये च गुलाब चंद्र कटारिया महाभागा अस्सां प्रदेशात् समागताः राज्यपालाः द्वितीये अनन्तरं च अधुना एस् नईज महोदयाः आन्ध्रप्रदेश राज्यपालाः तृतीये एवं तृतीया ते वेदत्रयमूर्तयस्त्रिपुरुषाः तादृशाः अत्र विराजन्ते इति एकः विषयः अनन्तरं च अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य ये समागताः सन्ति तत्र अतिथिरूपेण 2 कुलपतिस्तः अस्माकं हरे कृष्ण शतपथि महाभागाः अस्माकं सदाशिवमूर्ति महाभागाः अत्रैव पद्मावती महिला विश्वविद्यालयस्य कुलपतयः कुलपति मुख्याः भारती महाभागाश्च त्रयः इमे अनन्तरं च अस्य प्रश्रवणपर्वते गोवायां जब वो तिरुमुख गया तो उन्होंने पूछा कि ये क्या बात हो गई ऐसे इनका जो हलचल देख करके हनुमान अंगद और जांबवान ये हमारे जितने जो हमारे कार्यक्रम के सफलता बनाने में हमारे कर्मचारीगण अध्यापकगण छात्रगण ये जांबवान नेता से और साहित्य अकादमी के पक्ष से जो आए हमारे 3 जो पुरुष है ते वेदत्ते मूर्त स्त्रीपुरुषा.
Friends, I am sorry, I am not in a position to speak in Sanskrit, but I wish I could speak in Sanskrit. But one thing I agree. But one thing I totally agree, there cannot be Samskriti without Sanskrit. Dr. K. Srinivasa Secretary, Sahitya Akademi, Professor G.S.R. Krishnamurti ji, Vice Chancellor, National Sanskrit University, Professor Hare Krishna Satpathy, Convener, Sanskrit Advisory Board, Sahitya Academy, Professor Rani Sadashivamurthy, Vice Chancellor, Sri Venkateshwara Vedic University, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, I extend my warm greetings to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to participate in today's valedictory session of Samskrita Samanmesha, National Sanskrit Convention organized by Sahitya Akademi at National Sanskrit University, Tirupati. At the outset, I extend my warm greetings to all the distinguished Sanskrit scholars, writers, poets, and researchers who have participated in the 3-day convention. I am glad to know that the National Sanskrit Convention is being organized as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, with the main focus to take Sanskrit to grassroots level and enhance awareness of the masses on the fact that Sanskrit literature and language are the foundation of cultural heritage of India. I appreciate the initiative of Ministry of Culture and Sahitya Academy for choosing the temple city of Tirupati as the venue for organizing the first of the events, Samskrita Samanmesha, National Sanskrit Convention, in collaboration with National Sanskrit University and Sanskriti Foundation of Mysore, as Tirupati is the home to two reputed institutions of higher learning in Sanskrit, namely Sri Venkateshwara Vedic University and the National Sanskrit University. The erstwhile Rashtriya Sanskrit Vidyapitha, Tirupati, was upgraded as a national university in 2018 and renamed as National Sanskrit University. The university library houses a precious collection of about 122,946 books and more than 6,000 manuscripts in Sanskrit, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil and different scripts such as Devanagari, Grantha, Telugu, Kannada, Tigalari, etc. On the other hand, Sri Venkateshwara Vedic University is a unique higher education institution devoted to teaching of the Vedas and Shastras and conduct of regular research. About 3,000 ancient manuscripts have been collected and preserved in both physical and digitized form and catalogued for the benefit of research scholars to explore and conduct research to unearth the hidden knowledge and bring them to light for the benefit of the society. As the learned scholars are well aware, Sanskrit is an ancient and classical language of India, and according to historians, Rig Veda, the first ever book of the world, was compiled in Sanskrit. Sanskrit is considered to be one of the oldest languages in the world and the cradle of many civilizations, languages, and cultures across the world. Many languages emerged out of it, and it had deep impact on many languages and cultures that were not even geographically connected to Indian subcontinent. Celebrated as Deva Bhasha, Sanskrit is one of the most musical and also the self-sufficient languages of the world. Mahatma Gandhi once said about Sanskrit, and I quote, please listen to me carefully, "Without the study of Sanskrit, one cannot become a true Indian and a true learned man," unquote. Sanskrit is said to be highly mathematical and complete, including the scheme for human vocal system, and the grammar and phonetics of Sanskrit is the earliest refined grammar system in the world. Sanskrit language is the beautiful illustration of using the sound and has contributed to many knowledge systems in the past 3,000 years. Being mathematical and logical in nature, Sanskrit language is highly amenable to computational logic and can be applied in highly advanced network systems to attain desired results. Rick Briggs, an associate scientist of NASA, in his research paper said that Sanskrit language is one of the most suitable one among the pool of many human languages to be converted into computing program for robotic control and artificial intelligence technology. Even though India has a repository of 5,000 spoken languages, Sanskrit is considered and accepted as the only sacred language that has enriched much of the voluminous ancient literature and the primary source of knowledge and culture. Panini, who lived in the 4th century BC, was responsible for the standardization of Sanskrit language, which to this day remains in use. The language is still spoken in some regions in India, and it is proudly mentioned as one of the 22 official languages of India in the Constitution. Sanskrit had a major impact on the other Indian languages such as Hindi, Kannada and Malayalam. Telugu as a language is considered to be highly lexically Sanskrit, from which it has borrowed many words. Even today, Sanskrit is the first language for 5 villages in Karnataka, my home state, and Madhya Pradesh. The languages spoken in China, Thailand and Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines have been enormously influenced by Sanskrit and consists of many similarly sounding words. As renowned historian and author William Cook Taylor once remarked, and I quote, listen to me carefully again, to acquire the mastery of this language is almost a labor of a life. Its literature seems exhaustless, unquote. Sanskrit cultural paradigm is universal and encompasses almost entire human existence. Not only religious and philosophical works were written in Sanskrit during ancient and medieval time, but also various sciences and legal digests. Sanskrit contributed to the fields of mathematics, astronomy, metallurgy, agriculture, cognitive sciences, yoga, psychology, dance, music, literature, biology, civil engineering, jurisprudence, and logic, among other fields of knowledge. The range and depth of the influence of Sanskrit can be gauged from the vast number of works created in Sanskrit in all these subjects and allied areas. As Sir William Jones, a British philologist, Orientalist, and a puisne judge of the then Supreme Court of Judicature at Fort Williams in Bengal, once said, I quote, Sanskrit is of wonderful structure, more perfect than the Greek, more copious than the Latin, and more exquisitely refined than either, unquote. Along with every branch of intellectual achievement in ancient India, the field of fine arts was also comprehended and expressed in Sanskrit language. Art forms are the precious part of the Indian culture and heritage, and from the time of Vedas, music has been part and parcel of Indian cultural traditions. The works like Bharata's Natya Shastra, Vishnu Dharmabottara Purana, Samarangana Sutradhara, Saranga Deva's Sangeeta Ratnakara, etc., amply highlight the deep understanding of various Indian art forms in ancient and medieval Sanskrit works. Sanskrit treatises on music clearly demonstrate ancient Indians' accurate understanding and knowledge of sound, architecture, etc. Max Muller, a well-known German philologist and Orientalist, was the first to translate the Rig Veda. He also published the sacred books of the East in 49 volumes between 1874 and 1884 and became more impressed by what he found in Vedas. Max Muller once said, and I quote, if I were asked under what sky the human mind has most fully developed some of its choicest gifts, has most deeply pondered over the greatest problems of life, and has found solutions of some of them which well deserve the attention even of those who have studied Plato and Kant. I should point to India, unquote. Many Western scientists and scholars have derived the benefit from knowledge they gained from the Sanskrit literature, and they have presented to the world the wisdom and inventions originally incorporated in our ancient Sanskrit literature and manuscripts. The knowledge of Sanskrit opens a vast treasure of manuscripts, but to benefit by it, we need to develop a synergy between the ancient Indian tradition and modern science and technology. Towards this end, Government of India, Department of Higher Education under Ministry of Education has developed two wings, that is Indian Knowledge Systems and Bharatiya Bhasha Samiti, to promote the Sanskrit language. Sanskrit is taught and pursued as a subject in hundreds of educational institutions across India. The revival of Sanskrit language will greatly enhance the pride in our own cultural heritage and history. The Government of India is implementing several schemes through its nodal agency, Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan, New Delhi, for the last 3 decades to revive and promote this classical Indian language. National Education Policy 2020 lays stress on implementation of multilingualism and provides for Sanskrit at foundation stage, covering primary schools students to enhance their cognitive abilities, and it is also recommended as a subject till university level. The Central Sanskrit University has also introduced several financial assistance programs for promotion of Sanskrit teaching under several central schemes. I congratulate the Ministry of Culture, Sahitya Akademi, National Sanskrit University, Samskriti Foundation for the successful conduct of the first Samskrita Samanmesha National Sanskrit Convention at Tirupati, with the main focus to take Sanskrit to grassroots level and enhance the awareness of the masses on greatness of Sanskrit literature and language, and I wish them all success in their future endeavors. Finally, I would again say there is no Samskriti without Sanskrit. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.